class 9th. Today we are going to start with the next topic. Topic Cultural Development, which is a part of lesson 6, The Age of Guptas. Main objectives: Introduction, advancement in the field of literature, advancement in the field of science, advancement in the field of sculpture and fine arts, advancement in the field of education. In this video, we will discuss the first 2 points: advancement in the field of literature and advancement in the field of science. Before discussion of the topic, we must know the following terms like cultural development, process of enabling cultural activities such as customs, laws, dress, beliefs and tradition. Advancement, process of promoting a cause or plan for further improvement. Assassination, to murder, usually a prominent person by hidden or the secret attack for political reason. Trigonometry, the branch of maths dealing with the relation of sides and angles of triangles. Lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse occurs when the earth's shadow blocks the sun's light to moon. Eclipse, an obscuring of the light from one celestial body by the passage of another. Speculation, the forming of the theory without firm evidence. Circumference, it is defined as the distance around something round like earth. Introduction. The Gupta period is described as the golden age of Indian culture because of the high level of civilization and culture of this period. The Gupta rulers were great generals and the able administrator in administration. Under the rule of Guptas, India saw advancement in all the fields of culture like literature, science, sculpture, fine arts, education. This is the reason the period of 320 CE to 540 CE is regarded as the period of Guptas or golden period in the history of ancient India. Moreover, Gupta rulers were extending their influence beyond the India's frontiers. Now let's come to the reading part. Cultural development, page number 155. The Gupta rulers were great generals and the able administrators, but they were also the pattern of art and literature. Under them, India saw advancement in all the fields of culture, like literature, science, sculpture, fine arts, etc., as it had not been seen before. That is why this period, 320 CE to 540 CE, is regarded as a golden period in the history of ancient India. It means the Gupta Empire was well organized state under the succession of versatile and mighty rulers who led it from one point to achievements to another. Moreover, there was political stability, so trade and commerce flourished. Economic prosperity allowed people to pursue various art and craft and literary activities. That is why this period is from 320 CE to 540 CE is regarded as a golden period in the history of ancient India. Now we will discuss advancement in the field of literature. This period is particularly renowned the advancement in literature. The Gupta age constitute an important phase in the history of Sanskrit literature. Sanskrit became the language of the learned person and retained its supreme position. Guptas made Sanskrit official language for administrative purposes. Sanskrit was used in official documents as well as in inscriptions. Guptas made it their court language, and even the Buddhist scholars preferred Sanskrit to Pali language. Many great poets, dramatists, grammarians, scholars lived in this period. The chief writers were as follows, like Kalidas, Harisena, Vishakadatta, Dandin, Sudrekha, Amar Singh, etc. Now we will discuss about the great poet and playwright Kalidas. Advancement in the field of literature. This period is particularly renowned for advancement in literature. Sanskrit once again became popular. The Gupta made it their court language, and even the Buddhist scholar preferred Sanskrit to Pali. It means the age of Gupta was distinguished by the number of writers whose contribution widely enriched the different branches of the Indian literature. This includes Kalidas, Sudrakha, Harisena, Dandin, etc. But the most shining light was, of course, Kalidas, who was famous poet and dramatist. There were many poets, dramatists, grammarians, and scholars lived in this period. Now we will discuss about Kalidas. Kalidas was the greatest poet and playwright of this age. He is called the Shakespeare of India. He wrote several poems, dramas in Sanskrit. His main contributions are as follows: like Meghdut, poem, Ritu Samhara, poem, Kumar Sambhav, epic poem, Raghuvamsha, epic poem, Abhijan Shakuntalam, play, Vikrama Morvasya, it's a play, Malvikani Mitra, that is also a play. Now let's come to the reading part. Kalidas, he was the great poet and the playwright of this age. He is rightly called the Shakespeare of India. He wrote several poems and dramas in Sanskrit, which are considered the gems of literature. His great skill in lyrical poetry is exhibited in his poem Meghdut and Ritu Samhara, while the Kumar Sambhav and Raghuvamsha are his two great epic poems. Kalidas' plays have also been translated into various languages of the world. The most important among them are the Abhijan Shakuntalam, Vikramorvasya, and Malavikani Mitra. It means Kalidas is regarded as the greatest poet and the playwright India has ever produced. As the brilliancy of Kalidas, all the small authors are overshadowed by Kalidas. That is why he was known as the Shakespeare of India. His four poetic works were Ritu Samhara, Raghuvamsha, Meghdut, and Kumar Sambhav. The three dramatic works of Kalidas were Vikramorvarshiyam, Malvikani Mitra, and Abhijan Shakuntalam. His dramatic work, Abhijan Shakuntalam, narrates the love story of King Dushyant and Shakuntala. All the works of Kalidas have been translated into many major languages of the world. Although the subject matter of Kalidas' work is love, nature, and beauty, they nevertheless give the reliable information about the government, society, and religion of the Gupta period. Besides, they also contain traces of political history. Advancement in the field of science, the science of medicines, mathematics, and astronomy reached great height during the Gupta period. Now we will discuss the advancement in the mathematics. Mathematics and astronomy. The greatest mathematician and astronomer of this period were Aryabhat, Varamahira, and Brahmgupta. By this time, Indian mathematician has already discovered the decimal system and the use of zero, while the later borrowed by the Arab from India. It means during the Gupta period, the great contribution was made in the branches of science like astronomy, medicine, meteorology, etc. Varamahira was the great astronomer. He proved that moon rotates round the earth and earth rotates round the sun. Moreover, Brahmgupta was also mathematician and astronomer. He described the law of gravitation. Aryabhat, in his famous book Aryabhatiya, deals with the rules of the solving problems of algebra, geometry, and trigonometry. He even calculated the exact value of pi, which was equal to 3.1416, and formulated how to find the area of triangle. Aryabhat's other book, Surya Siddhant, proves that the earth revolves around the sun and rotates on its axis. In this way, he discovered the cause of solar and the lunar eclipse. He also measured the speculations of the exact circumference of the earth. It means Aryabhat was a great astronomer and mathematician. He flourished during the reign of Gupta dynasty. His two famous books include the Aryabhatyam and Surya Siddhant. His main achievements were as follows. He said that Earth moves around the sun, and it was the several centuries before Europeans said that the same thing. He discovered the rule for finding the area of triangle. He calculated the exact value of pi, which was equal to 3.1416. The credit of development of trigonometry should actually go to him. In his work Surya Siddhant, he explained the exact cause of solar and lunar eclipse. Aryabhat was acquainted with the decimal system and use of zero, which later adopted by the other countries. Children, in this video we will do till here, and you will have to reread this part, learn the basic term and kindly follow the snap homework. Thank you.